Oh, good. You're here. Thank you for agreeing to meet me in private. I was just finishing up a letter. I wanted to speak to you about the arrangement. Now. We are alone. We may speak our mind now. There's no need to keep up with formalities. Let's get everything out in the open, shall we? Now, our parents have you visiting from your kingdom to mine in the hopes that we fall in love. The merging of the Valis and the Opulentia kingdom would be very beneficial to both of us, wouldn't it? Your strong military and our vast wealth and spices. This was never about falling in love, was it? I think you knew that, though. You're smart, I can tell. My intentions were to ignore you until you gave up and went back to your kingdom. But at our first meeting, you were so terribly charming that there's no way I can convince my father that I didn't like you. Usually with the other princes, I could see the desperation on their faces, their bad intentions in their eyes. They all wear masks, concealing who they really are. But not you. No. You have kind eyes, and you are so genuine. Everyone could tell. Old man finally found a good match. That's what makes it all so hard. You see, it's because you are a kind person that you must know the truth. I cannot keep lying to you. No. Think about it. Why your kingdom? I mean, why would we choose the Valis kingdom? To our north, the Bardus kingdom is just as equally as wealthy. Wouldn't it make more sense for us to merge with them? To become one large kingdom of wealth. The Opulentia kingdom has been at peace for centuries. Why would we need a military? They lead us to believe that it's for our sake, for the sake of love. They lie to us. They lead us to think that it's because we have similar motivations. No. Your army. We need your army. To our right, the Tristis kingdom. They have been threatening our borders for some time now, and yet they still give us no means as to why. They look to go to war, and my father is ready to return their sentiments. He won't listen to me. My people do not need war, death, despair, all these things that war would bring. I am not queen yet, and for this reason there seems to be nothing I can do. My father hasn't always been like this. No. Before my mother died, he was less bitter. He would have agreed to speak with the leader. Although I do hear that the leader of the Tristis Kingdom does not want to speak with us. I don't understand why. We have done nothing to them. They are a smaller kingdom, nothing much about them. Not terribly poor, yet not terribly wealthy. They're a bit boring if you ask me. Nothing special about them. Perhaps they'd like our wealth. We do have a lot of spices and sugars that we can trade. A lot of agricultural sort of things that they could steal. But they have their own. Again, they aren't struggling. It makes no sense. If only we could speak with them. You understand, don't you? The terrible things that war can bring. You yourself has been in battle many times. I see the scars that you bear. They hurt, didn't they? I am like my mother. She calmed my father down many times. She was the softer side in his ear. But sickness took her. I believe that was the downfall of our kingdom. I inherited a bit of my mother in me, though. She showed me how to be kind. She would take me down to the merchant's stalls, and we'd speak with all the commoners. That's where I met my maid. I'm so terribly glad to have met her. She makes my days better. She makes things a bit easier for me when I'm anxious. I'm glad you understand. So you see, I want to save them, all of my people. I understand I can't save them all, but why can't I try? I don't want to go to war. You understand? And I will do anything that I can do. I cannot just sit here and watch it happen. So, I'll tell you a secret. I refuse to sit back and do nothing. So, I sent a spy. Yes. I sent a spy over to the Tristis Kingdom. And do you know what he found? Terrible things. Yes. The prince was murdered. Yes. And the princess captured. Those were the only two next of kin from the king and queen of the Tristis Kingdom. Yes. So, as you can see, they have no heir currently. Perhaps they don't want us to know that. It wouldn't be good for us to know that if we had killed the king and queen, that their kingdom would be ripe for the taking. I don't want their kingdom, though. I don't care about any of that. They can keep it. But what does this have to do with us, you say? They saw the princess making her way across our borders into the Opulenti Kingdom. She's hiding here, perhaps with her kidnapper. Yes, they believe that we kidnapped her. Why would we do that? We have never cared about them. We've barely ever had any sort of contact with them, and yet now they want to blame this on us. I understand that she's in our kingdom. But to immediately believe that we kidnapped her? When I was younger, all I ever wanted was to be queen. All my life I've been studying. I've been learning the diplomatic ways. The last thing I want is to be queen in the middle of war. I have no idea what I'd be doing. Again, we've been at peace for centuries. No one would even be able to teach me how to do that. Perhaps you would. If I agreed to go to war. But I will not. I will stand strong for my people even when my father won't. We need to find the princess. The one that is hiding in our kingdom. We will find her kidnapper and return her. And when we give her back with the kidnapper, then perhaps the Tristis kingdom will back off. And they will apologize. Yes, that is my plan. My father must know this. I don't understand why he wouldn't even speak to it. Perhaps because he wants to go to war? And if he knew that I knew, he wouldn't let me. Yeah, that must be it. Because of this, I cannot let him know that I know. And he can never find out that I sent a spy to the Tristis kingdom. That was very reckless on my part. But you understand, I needed to know. We all needed to know. But there's nothing you can do. I have to let you know that this is why we can never be together. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I like you or not. You are a good man, but listen. Wedding to you would be the worst thing for my people now. They don't know it. They want me to get married and to finally become queen, but no. I won't have it. It would instantly mean that we have the means to go to war. So I beg of you to please go back to your kingdom and forget about us. I suppose we may stay in touch. I do think that we would be good friends. Yes, I think that we would rule very well together, seeing how we have similar mindsets. But as I said, us being together would only mean terrible things for my people. You understand that, right? What do you mean you can help? There's nothing you can do to help me. I must do this on my own now. Really? Do you mean it? You'd help me? I didn't know you had such a skill. Although sneaking around, it does make sense that it would be a part of your training. Well, this is what I was thinking. I do know that in the aft castle, the royal guards, the ones closest to my king, they gather, and they talk very loosely from what I hear. I was thinking perhaps I could listen out my window, but it's just too far. I wouldn't be able to hear. I could try all I wanted. But your room, it's a little bit closer. Perhaps you could hear. Maybe you could sit on the balcony and listen to what they say. They wouldn't think anything of it. What would you know, right? They would still speak freely even if they saw you. But me, they'd be rather tight-lipped. Do you think that maybe you could listen in on them for me? Maybe you could get one of the royal guards drunk and start talking about certain things. Get him to open up. What do you think? If you'd do that for me, it would mean so much. Do you understand? This means everything to me. Thank you so much. I was just about to write a letter to my spy. I was going to tell him to continue with the mission and to continue to find more information. Do you have any advice that I should add for him? Oh, that's good. Perhaps you are rather useful. Take a look. How should I end this? Just in case if it was to be intercepted, I want to make sure that they don't know who it's from. Yes, that is perfect. They will know what that means. You were so very helpful. Thank you. The last thing to do is to seal it up with some wax. Going to grab a match here. Useful thing, isn't it? I love to watch as the wax drops. It's very fun. Perhaps it's one of the reasons why I love writing letters ever so much. That should be enough. Get the last of it to drop. Isn't it beautiful? Alright. And to stamp it. Wonderful. I got some on my finger. I like doing that sometimes. Alright. Will you do me a favor? If they were to see me sending a mysterious letter, they could think it very interesting. Perhaps they'd take the letter out and read it first. My father is a smart man. He would see behind my trickery. But you, if you were to be sending a letter, that wouldn't be odd at all now, would it? Because you're in a different kingdom now. Perhaps you're just sending a letter to an old friend of yours. A childhood friend? If they were to ask, you could say that my friend asked what I thought of the princess. It's okay. You don't have to be nice. I won't be nice when I speak of you. I have to keep up my charade, you know? Even if it's terribly hard. They're gonna think I've gone crazy when I say that I don't like you at all. Maybe it would be more believable if I said I didn't know. I think that's probably best. I'll just leave them guessing. And that way you can stay. And you can continue to gather intel for me. And you can help me to save my kingdom. It would be nice to not have to do this alone. It would mean so much to me. It's a secret that I've been keeping for a very long time. Even from my maid. I generally tell her everything. But I don't want to worry her. The thought of war. No, I must keep this to myself. And now you. Would it be okay if perhaps we were to meet in private again? And then I could speak to you about my worries. It would help me to get them out. If that's okay. Thank you. You are very kind. Thank you. Alright. Here is your letter. Just give it to my crow. They will know where to take it. Thank you. Until we meet again.